What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the Supergirl Season 2 finale. So if you're watching this, it will include spoilers. So the season finale of Supergirl Season 2 was fairly predictable, to be honest, but let's review it. So it started where last week's episode ended. Superman was attacking his cousin, Supergirl, because of silver kryptonite, which works quite different to other versions of kryptonite. I believe that Brainiac created it, and I think the only other TV show where we have seen it was Smallville, but I've only found that out by a quick Google search, as I never watched Smallville. So it's quite interesting that they've introduced silver kryptonite. Does that actually mean later on down the line we are going to see gold kryptonite, blue kryptonite, jewel kryptonite, and there are a lot of other different versions of kryptonite? So while Superman was fighting his cousin Kara, he actually thought it was Zod, which is kind of cool because before this we've only got inklings of Lex Luthor being like his enemy. So now we know that in this universe, at least, that Zod has been a Superman villain. So that's pretty cool to find out. But one thing that I didn't like, but it was kind of obvious, is that Supergirl had to overcome and overpower Superman, seeing as the show is around Supergirl and is called Supergirl. But does that mean we don't need to see Superman no longer, seeing as Kara is the champion of Earth and she defeated her cousin Superman, which realistically speaking is not very realistic at all. Come on guys, this would not happen at all, but it's a show, so it's kind of obvious for the narrative of why it actually had to happen. But it was pretty cool to see him fighting. I think it was probably the better fight out of the two fights that were in the finale, to be honest. And then once Supergirl had beaten her cousin up, somehow they both ended up at the Fortress of Solitude, because Alex Danvers could get them both there really fast. But yeah, I guess for timing and other things, yeah, it had to happen. So she took them there to kind of regenerate, I suppose you could say. And then we get the main star of the show, in my opinion, Lena Luthor, coming back, and her mother has a proposition for her. There's a device that could destroy the aliens, but within this episode they use it for different purposes, which was kind of cool to see, but we'll find out more about that later. So Supergirl challenges Mon-El's mother to a trial by combat, basically a fight to the death, and the winner takes Earth. But it was quite obvious that this wasn't going to be the kind of thing that actually happened. So Martian Manhunter, Hank Henshaw, actually wakes up because he sees the White Martian McGann in a vision in his head. But it was kind of interesting because she wasn't actually there. So it's good to have him back. And Cat Grant was back, bossing the show like always. Clark Kent and Kara Danvers basically told him to stop running the information about the aliens, as when there's this trial of combat happens, they want it just to be Supergirl and the Daxam Queen there, which is kind of understandable, but kind of like, yeah. So what's interesting here is Lena Luthor modifies the box that Lex Luthor made so that it will make all the Daxamite run away, including Kara's boyfriend Mon-El. Which is kind of funny because Lena still doesn't know who Supergirl is. Seriously, guys. I mean, the interesting thing I find out about this is this box could have been introduced many episodes back. It could have been introduced 6 or 7 episodes back when they first came here. But Lillian Luthor decides to bring it up to her daughter during the season finale. Yeah, I mean, I did like this episode, but I just wish that the writing was kind of on par with this episode, because this episode was actually, it was really good. So Mon-El is kind of a hero. He says to Kara, if you have to use it, even though it will make him leave the Earth. So what's quite interesting is Supergirl beats Superman, yet because Rhea has kryptonite in her, I guess you could say, Rhea just destroys Supergirl pretty much until Kara invokes the lead device, which is kind of interesting. So McGann brings back some white Martians to help take out the Daxamite. So everyone's theories about the Derlin, etc., coming with the Daxamite invasion were pretty much wrong, as most people are generally wrong when it comes to theories. So that's kind of interesting that the white Martians actually came to help Earth, which I found pretty cool. I mean, I really do feel like this Daxamite storyline has been dragged out so much. I mean, this conclusion, did this have to be a season finale? Mon-El's mother versus the champion of Earth. This could have been an episode much earlier, but I guess they didn't have anything better to write about. I mean, I know I'm critical about Supergirl, but I really do like the Supergirl show. I just wish the storylines were much stronger. So after Kara invokes the lead bomb, the lead device that would get rid of all Daxamite and make them run back to their own Earth, well, not Earth, make them run back out of the Earth's atmosphere. So Rhea dies due to this lead bomb, and then Kara has to let Mon-El go. It's so sad. But I mean, yeah, the feels, I mean, her acting is very good here. But guys, let's be honest, they're going out in real life, so it's hard to differentiate. It's basically hard to tell the difference between what is acting and what is real, because obviously Mon-El is leaving. Well, he's leaving in a portal the same way he came in. This obviously means that they're not going to have as much screen time together. So it is like the crying based on the fact that Mon-El's leaving Earth, or is the fact that they're not going to get as much screen time together. I mean, I really do like Melissa Benoist, but we don't know whether this is due to the fact that they do really have feelings for each other as they are going out in real life. So it's hard to tell the difference between what's real and what's not real. Superman says to Supergirl that he couldn't have done what she did, so he's proud of him. Maggie proposes to Alex. No, Alex proposes to Maggie even. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, seriously. And we finally find out that Cat Grant knows who Supergirl is. That was an awesome bit. So Mon-El gets zapped into some kind of portal at the end, which is kind of interesting. I mean, I'm going to do a bonus video about that, but I don't know, they could be doing Legion of Superhero kind of storyline. But what's more interesting is when Superman and Supergirl kind of escaped Daxam 35 years ago, as we all seen on the teaser at the end, there was another baby that kind of left the Earth, left Daxam for Earth as well. So I presume this will be leading up to a main villain for maybe season 3, as the writers did say that we would see the villain before the end of the finale. So I've got some ideas about that, but I want to do a bonus video on what I think is going to happen to Mon-El next season, and also what I think is going on in this kind of scene that we seen right at the end. I mean, yeah, so I don't want to say that much about that. I mean, I guess you can kind of tell, you can see the logo right at the end if you kind of, so there are some cheeky winks to who it is. So anyway, guys, I've been a bit critical about this because it is a season finale, but I will catch you in another video. Please like, subscribe and comment to support the channel, and I'll catch you in another video soon. Remember, guys, it's Flash tonight, so that's going to be awesome. Peace out, guys.